Tēnā koutou katoa. I've been off the video grid for a few weeks, mostly because of some travel that I've been undertaking, and largely that was in order to attend a meeting of the Anglican Science Commission. The commissioners gathered lead science bishops from around the Communion for our first in-person meeting together in order to discuss the kind of work that we might do and to enable us to be more equipped for undertaking it in each of our provinces. So there were 20 of the 28 lead science bishops who are able to be present, along with members of the Commission and others who are present with us to be able to assist us with our scientific equipping, but also with our theological reflection on the kind of issues that we think we should be attending to. We're very grateful for the generosity of Virginia Theological Seminary. They provided all of the hospitality to enable us to meet. So we had to find our ways there, but once we were there, VTS provided accommodation, all of the catering, the venue for us to meet was just an incredible piece of hospitality from their Centre for Anglican Communion Studies. There were wonderful opportunities to interact with one another and to just begin to realise more and more how different the context for each of our pieces of work really is. Very different from the Americas as to Oceania, as to Africa, and so on. By the end of it, each of us was beginning to formulate some kind of plan for how we could take the thinking away to our own provinces and what it is that we might begin to do locally. So I began to formulate something of a plan that I'll in turn discuss with others in the province in order to begin to further this work. I think one of the standout things for me was the opportunity to visit the National Institute of Health just out of DC, just nearby to VTS. And the thing that stood out for me about that was not just so much the opportunity to see a lab and a research hospital, but the message from the director of the Institute about just how glad they were that we had taken the time to visit, how much they were excited about our interest in their work. And what they said to me is that there is an openness within science to want to have the input and the interaction with faith and with other knowledge systems. I think there's a new kind of thinking emerging in science that says, science doesn't have the absolute answers to things and needs to engage with other ways of thinking and knowing and understanding the world in order for science to have its most effective impact within that wider context of knowledge. That's where I think the Commission needs to head. It needs to be allowing different knowledge systems to interact well with one another so that we can gain from one another our insights and understandings to contribute to human flourishing and to the good of this planet, which for me is part of the work of God's kingdom.